again to the International Touring Car Championship. Last time we were in Portugal, where the Italian ace Alessandro Nannini dominated the racing. Well, now we've come north to Finland, where the capital, Helsinki, has been transformed into a Scandinavian Monte Carlo. This race round the docklands of Finland's capital is unique. Over 100,000 people are expected over the weekend to see the world's top touring car drivers do battle. The real challenge here at Helsinki comes from the unforgiving concrete walls. There really is no room for error. Even the most experienced drivers have respect for this tight, twisty track.
It's blind drifting, and you have to know exactly where the car is drifting, otherwise you cannot do it, you know. You have to be very close to the wall, you know, put a piece of paper between the car and the wall, then it's perfect.
The International Touring Car Championship has one feature that sets it apart from all the others, the way in which the starting grid positions are determined. On the first day of practice, all the cars go out together, as in Grand Prix racing, but it's the second day that's different. The 10 fastest from the first practice have a special top qualifying session, when each driver gets the track to himself for 3 laps, 1 to warm up, 1 timed, and 1 to slow down. It's this session which determines the final starting positions. So, even if you were only 10th quickest on day 1, do a good lap in top qualifying and you could be on pole. The rest of the field also get 1 lap against the clock to improve their grid positions. But even if they go faster than anyone else, they can't start higher than 11th. The system hasn't been kind to the 2 British drivers. Oliver Gavin missed getting into the top 10 runoff, even though he was very fast on day 2.
I unfortunately did a time that would have put me 3rd on the grid. So it's a little bit frustrating when that happens, and this is the 3rd time it's happened. At Estoril it was exactly the same, and at the Nürburgring. So I have to get my act together on the Friday, so I get myself into top 10 qualifying so that I can prove my point on the Saturday, and then on the Sunday I'll hopefully have a good race.
Scotland's Dario Franchitti fared even worse than Gavin. He failed to make top 10 qualifying after hitting the wall during first practice, but then clocked a time which would have given him pole position for the race. So he starts 11th, a daunting prospect on this tight track.
It is really. Last year I was lucky I started 16th and I actually led it on the last lap before hitting the wall, so this year I'm going to try and keep between the walls, make up a couple of places where I can and just sit tight and hope, you know, that other people have a bit of misfortune and I can capitalise on that. But it's all about finishing these races, which I didn't do last year.
So a lot of work to do today for Dario Franchitti. It's an all-opal front row, less than a 1/5 of a second separating Poleman Stuck and Klaus Ludwig. On row 2 are Michael Bartel's Alfa Romeo and Uwe Altson's Opel. And the darling of the crowds here, local hero JJ Leto, is 5th on the grid in his Keke Rosberg Opel. The championship leader, Manuel Reuter, down in 14th place on the grid. And no Jason Watt. He crashed his Alfa this morning in warm-up. He is out. And there's the red light, the 2 Opels side by side on the front row going over the start-finish line as now the lights go green, and it's Stuck on the inside, Stuck edging ahead of Ludwig, and a lot of bumping and boring going on further back. Ollie Gavin on the outside with Dario Franchitti on the inside, and the Opel of Ollie Gavin was thumped there quite hard by, I think it was Bernd Schneider's Mercedes-Benz, but they're all still running, and it's Opel and Opel at the front. Then Michael Bartel's Alfa is in 3rd place. Uwe Altson is 4th. JJ Leto's Opel's there in 5th place ahead of Nannini. Dario Franchitti has already gained 2 places. He's up to 9th now with Bernd Schneider 10th. And Oliver Gavin has got damage at the front of his car. He's slipped back to 14th place. And look at Franchitti moving up once more. Franchitti goes on the inside of Fisichella, that was, in the red Alfa. So Franchitti absolutely charging up the field from 11th on the grid, and he's already very much in play in this race. Still Hans Stuck leading and easing away. It's still Opel Alpha at the moment, but Dario Franchitti carrying the responsibilities of the Mercedes effort here in Helsinki on his shoulders. He knows this track well. He was impressive here last year, although, as you heard, he didn't finish the race. He's determined to do better today, and we're driving now. We're riding with JJ Leto. Look at that front wheel, working away on the positive and opposite lock. Watch how close he goes to the wall. This is JJ Leto in 5th place, closing on Uwe Altson's Opel just ahead of him, which is 4th. And the crowd are absolutely loving it because JJ Leto, there he is at work. Leto is their man, Finland's ex-Formula 1 driver, and that's Altson. Altson has spun under that pressure from JJ Leto. Leto has gone through into 4th place. That was the view that Leto had of that long spin. Stuck still leading from Ludwig and Bartels. But now Dario Franchitti's come through to 4th. He's passed Leto, he's passed both the Martini Alphas. Nannini is 6th, Lurini is 7th, and there he is going through. Dario Franchitti takes 3rd place from Michael Bartels. Bartels Alpha fights back, but Franchitti has the matter well sewn up, and Jan Magnussen is off now. Jan Magnussen has gone off just by the pit's entrance. I think he just understeered straight on. Yes, there is proof. Magnussen out of the race, and as Hans Stuck goes on his merry way, walking away with this race, the amazing Dario Franchitti wants 2nd place. He's now on Ludwig's tail and pushing him very, very hard indeed. Ludwig giving him no opportunity at all, but if Ludwig makes the slightest of mistakes, then Dario Franchitti will be through into 2nd place. This is the battle for 2nd. Behind Bartels, his Alpha is still 4th. Ahead of JJ Leto, who is 5th, and is Dario Franchitti going through under braking? He does it! He leaves his braking impossibly late for the tight hairpin at the end of the start-finish straight, and Dario Franchitti has brought the two-wheel drive Mercedes on this bumpy and slippery circuit up into 2nd place. A replay there, and he makes it look so easy. And there's a car on fire. It's Gabriele Tarquini. He was running in 11th place. He's out of the car, walking rather casually away, just looking over his shoulder, but now he runs because there are flames in the smoke as well. That is the end of Gabriele Tarquini's race, and here is a real race on for 3rd place. Ludwig is 3rd, Bartels is 4th, but that black Opel at the back of this trio is championship leader Manuel Reuter, and this has to be, along with Franchitti's, the drive of the race. He started 14th. Did Manuel Reuter. He's up to 5th now. He's pushing Bartels very hard indeed. And we've got oil flags out at 2 corners on the circuit. It's getting very slippery. There you see them on the right of your picture. Oil flags. It's like a skating rink. This twisty, bumpy Helsinki circuit now. Still Stuck the leader. Still Franchitti in 2nd place. Klaus Ludwig leading this queue for 3rd place with Bartels and Reuter absolutely breathing down his neck. And look at Reuter coming through. The car weaves under braking. He leaves his braking so late. Nothing Bartels can do about it. Manuel Reuter is 4th. So 3 Opels in the top 4, just the interloping Mercedes of Dario Franchitti. Hans Stuck on his own out in front. But Manuel Reuter isn't happy with 4th place. He's making up ground all the time on Klaus Ludwig in 3rd place. And now he has a little look at one side. No, there's no way he can get through there. And you can see how bumpy this circuit is. You can actually hear the nose spoilers scraping on the ground as they hit the brakes. And Reuter having a look there as they go into that left-hander. Surely he's not going to be able to overtake there. Now looks at the right that follows it. Gets on the brakes so late. Almost goes underneath the back of Ludwig's Opel with his black Opel. The Ludwig car entered by Zach Speed. Manuel Reuter's entered by the Joest team. But they've both got about the same power output, both with 4-wheel drive, plenty of grip on this so slippery circuit, and they're going so close to the walls, and he's through! He's done it in the most impossible place, that left-hander, and I don't think Klaus Ludwig could believe that. That was a superb overtaking manoeuvre by Manuel Reuter, the championship leader, who is now 3rd, and we watch the leader, Hans Stuck, well in front of all this excitement. He's led from the green light, goes into that tight hairpin, and what's happened to Franchitti? Franchitti has hit the wall in 2nd place, all on his own in the final lap. I don't believe that Dario Franchitti has repeated what he did last year. He's hit the wall and he's out. The door opens. Franchitti trying to get out. The car is damaged on its left-hand side. The rest of the field go through, and Dario Franchitti has thrown away second place here in Helsinki as Hans Stuck goes on his triumphant way. The checkered flag is waiting for Hans Stuck. A distraught Dario Franchitti is out, and that means Manuel Reuter moves up from his 14th place start to a second place finish. It's going to be, there's the checkered flag. Hans Stuck wins, and the Opel team, the Keke Rosberg team, are absolutely delighted. That is Hans Stuck's first victory in the International Touring Car Championship. There is championship leader Manuel Reuter, and there is Klaus Ludwig finishing third. But what a happy man is Hans Stuck. He couldn't be more pleased with his afternoon's work. So, a dramatic race. There's the result. Oliver Gavin a lap down in 10th place. But what will Mercedes have to say about Franchitti's disastrous mistake?
It's really a shame. He was quick and was the last lap. That's racing.
Well, can Dario Franchitti get that car repaired before the second race here in Helsinki? Join us after the break. Welcome back to Helsinki. 3 cars starting race 2 from the pit lane after the traumas of race 1. Lorini's Alpha and the Opels of Alex Wurz, and to the dismay of the Finnish crowd, JJ Leto, who's got a faulty starter motor, and Dario Franchitti isn't there. His Mercedes couldn't be repaired. Here we go for race 2. It's Hans Stuck on the inside with Manuel Reuter alongside him, Ludwig just behind Stuck with Bartels, Modena and Dalmas all there. They go down to the first hairpin. Who's going to break latest? Reuter breaks latest. Reuter noses ahead, but Stuck has the inside line. Ludwig follows him through on the inside. It's Stuck who has it. Reuter is second. Modena is an extraordinary third. The red Alpha in third place is Stefano Modenas. He started 7th on the grid. He's third now, ahead of Ludwig's Opel. Bartels in the orange Alpha. Then it's Yannick Dalmas and Christian Danner and Fisichella, and that Mercedes that's moving up well is that of Van Onen. And Oliver Gavin hasn't got away at all. Oliver Gavin has been left down here by our commentary position, and that looks like some sort of mechanical problem. Poor Oliver Gavin, his race is run. Hans Stuck now pulling well away on this bumpy, twisty and now very slippery circuit into the chicane. There's Reuter in second place, and Modena is pushing him very hard. Stefano Modena in very determined form in this second race and giving Reuter quite a lot to think about. Bartels in the orange Alpha is just behind Ludwig in 5th place. But Stuck seems to be easing away. He's really got the pace on this circuit. He's now sufficiently far ahead of the pursuit to be able to take his own line, not worry about anybody breaking up the inside of him as he goes down to the hairpin. Stuck's settling into a rhythm, and Reuter has now shaken off Modena, well, by about 7/10 of a second. It's not very much, but it's a help. Ludwig 4th, Bartels 5th. It's Yannick Dalmas in 6th place. In the Alphas, 7th and 8th are Christian Danner and Giancarlo Fisichella, the 23-year-old Fisichella, perhaps the busiest man in motor racing at the moment, because as well as doing ITC, he also races in every Grand Prix for the Italian Minardi team. And there's a problem for Christian Danner. Christian Danner's Alpha is on fire. It's smoking. I can see flames at the back. I don't know if Christian Danner has realized it yet. Now, surely he must know that car is well on fire. And Danner is slowing down. He's braking. He's pulling the car off. But it's very well and truly on fire at the back. The driver is still inside, and it's ablaze. The fire marshals are running up to it. There's the fire car, and that car is really burning. Christian Danner, I think, must now be out of the car on the left. But I wonder if they're going to have to either stop the race or at least bring out the safety car, because those marshals are going to need to work to clear, not only make sure they've got the fire out, which they haven't quite managed to do yet, but also clear that car which is parked by the side of the circuit. Yes, there is the sign that says the safety car is on the track. Now, just like Grand Prix racing, the field have to hold station. There is Christian Danner. Christian Danner obviously unhurt, a very unpleasant experience, and the safety car pulls off. The race is on again, but of course they've all been able to close up. Hans Stuck's still the leader, but the margin that he built up over Manuel Reuter now completely evaporated. Reuter in his mirror, Stefano Modena in third place in the Alpha. There's Klaus Ludwig in the yellow Opel, just ahead of Bartels in the orange Alpha, and Yannick Dalmas is next up. All the field coming through in a stream, and that's JJ Leto. Door handle to door handle with Alex Wurz. Remember, both of those Opels had to start from the pit lane, and of course the safety car phase has helped them. It's allowed them to make up their disadvantage, and of course JJ Leto is the man that they're all cheering. Green flags say the race is on again, and Klaus Ludwig is challenging Stefano Modena for third place. He's done it. Stefano Modena is pushed down to fourth place and very nearly loses it to Bartels. Bartels in the orange Alpha almost takes advantage of Stefano Modena being discomforted and put offline by the yellow Opel of Klaus Ludwig, which forced its way past to third place. It's now Opels 1, 2, 3, Alfa Romeos 4 and 5, Hans Stuck still pulling away, but Stefano Modena, having lost third place, is now under real pressure from Bartels. Bartels pushing Modena very hard. He goes for the inside. They must hit. They do. Stefano Modena in the wall. Bartels goes through to fourth place, and I think Stefano Modena will be very, very unhappy about that indeed. It looked a pretty blatant piece of driving. That's Giorgio Pianta of Alfa Romeo, who looks very angry indeed, and Alfa Romeo has taken out another Alfa Romeo. Here we see it again. Bartels tries to go inside Stefano Modena, and Modena is simply punted into touch. And Modena's car very badly damaged against the concrete walls. He's clearly out. Bartels is now falling back. He's pretty damaged at the front as well. And we've now got Yannick Dalmas in fourth place, chasing Klaus Ludwig for third. This is Opels 1, 2, 3 and 4. And Dalmas has done it wrong. Dalmas going completely awry, leaving his braking far too late, understeering straight off into the barriers, but he wants to go on racing. He's trying to do a 3-point turn, or it looks more like a 7-point. Here he is. He just leaves his braking too late, locks up the front wheels, and ouch. Well, no such problems for Hans Stuck. Stuck comfortably in the lead of this second race this afternoon in Helsinki, just as he was in the first race. He's 10.5 seconds in front of championship leader Manuel Reuter. In third place, Klaus Ludwig. Alessandro Nannini's Alpha is in fourth place, ahead of the phenomenal JJ Leto, who has stormed up to fifth, but that is Klaus Ludwig going slowly. Third man Klaus Ludwig crawls towards the pit lane, opening his door as he does so. That's going to promote the Alfa Romeo of Alessandro Nannini to third. And there is Yannick Dalmas with the bonnet gone completely from that Opel as a result of that collision we saw. The car can't handle properly. Its aerodynamics must be all wrong. And that's no good at all for Yannick Dalmas. We're seeing a replay of how it happened. Way there it goes. Almost taking the camera with it, I think. The television camera almost going. And certainly Klaus Ludwig out of the car. A very smoky Opel out of the race. And now here's JJ Leto. This is what the crowd have come to see. This is the battle for third place, because Alessandro Nannini is third. And we ride with JJ Leto as he gets Alessandro Nannini in his sights. Winds him in. Is he going to go on the inside up to the hairpin? He is. Can he leave his braking late enough? He's going to try and squeeze by on the inside. He does. And the crowd greets JJ Leto, who has come from a pit lane starting position. He started after everybody else. He's brought that Opel through to a magnificent third place. Alessandro Nannini's Alpha is demoted to fourth, and here in front of his home crowd, JJ Leto has certainly given us the drive of the day in Helsinki. It's now Opels 1, 2, 3, it's Alfa Romeo 4, and Leto very, very nearly put Nannini into the tyres when he did so. Nannini actually hitting the tyres, as we see in that replay. Well, meanwhile, fifth is Giancarlo Fisichella in his Alpha, and Bernd Schneider, there he is, the best-placed Mercedes in sixth place, flying the Mercedes flag and trying to make his sixth place fifth as they go through the chicane, and it's gone wrong for Schneider. Schneider parks I don't know what the problem is, but he just slowed down and stopped. A dreadful day for Mercedes. Now that's Kurt Van Ommen backwards into the same tyres that Jan Magnussen hit forwards in the first race. So Schneider is stopped. Van Ommen has restarted, but the back of the car is damaged. The back of the car is on fire. The back of the car is burning. It's quite clear as he comes towards us. That car is well and truly alight, and the driver stops it, but he's still inside. It's burning merrily. He can't get the door open. He's still inside the car, and it's on fire. Now he gets the door open. Kurt Van Ommen out of the car and safely away as the hard-worked fire marshals go into action yet again. We've had so many fires here in this ITC round in Helsinki, and what a terrible weekend it's been all round for Mercedes. Well, it's been a great weekend for Opel. It's been a great weekend for Hans Stuck. He continues on his way in the Keke Rosberg prepared Opel, coming down the start-finish straight once more. Meanwhile, Manuel Reuter, of course, in an equally comfortable second place, and it's going to be a tremendous result for him because, remember, Reuter has a big lead in the championship, and 2 second places today will increase that all the more. There's Hans Stuck through the Helsinki sunlight with absolutely nobody in his mirrors. Manuel Reuter is in second place. In third place, of course, it's JJ Leto. Opel's 1, 2 and 3. You can see the gaps there with Alessandro Nannini in fourth place, 5 seconds behind Leto. The Alfa Romeo of Giancarlo Fisichella is fifth, and Nicola Larini in sixth place. 3 Opels and 3 Alfa Romeos in the top 6. But what a day for Hans Stuck. 22 years ago, this man was racing in Formula One. He's still racing. He's a Le Mans winner. He's a very popular man in Germany, and he's quite clearly enjoying his season in the International Touring Car Championship. Of course, last season, driving for this team was Keke Rosberg of Finland, but this year, Keke Rosberg is running the team. That's Alessandro Nannini in fourth place in his Martini Alfa Romeo, but now we're on to the last lap for Hans Stuck. It's going to be 2 wins out of 2 starts for Hans Stuck here in Helsinki. A great day for him, rubbing salt into Mercedes' wounds. The car ahead of him now, the highest base Mercedes, that's the private entry of Bernd Maylander. He's in 7th place, but he's about to be lapped by the flying Hans Stuck. And of course the Mercedes use 2-wheel drive. Both the Opels and the Alfa Romeos have 4-wheel drive, which on a circuit as tight and twisty as this, with these very bumpy, slippery corners, the 4-wheel drive is a very real advantage. Well, Hans Stuck making the best use of the Opel's advanced specification. He's winding in Maylander, getting ready to lap him, and look at the circuit, look at the surface. You can see how slippery and oily and rubbery it's become, and yet Hans Stuck still driving very close to those barriers, still pressing on, driving the only way he knows how. He's a corner away from the checkered flag. The checkered flag is waiting as he comes through to lap Maylander. Now he goes through the final left-hander. Here's the checkered flag, and Hans Stuck makes it 2 out of 2 in this ITC round at Helsinki. The marshal's flags salute him. He gets his door open and he waves back. Manuel Reuter comes through to score another second place, and JJ Leto is third. But Hans Stuck, with 2 wins today, is going to move from 10th in the championship all the way up to 2nd.
What can I say? I'm too happy to be happy. I'm too happy to cry. I don't know. I think I will realize only tomorrow.
And in the championship, Manuel Reuter's consistency has given him a huge lead. Now Stuck is second, but Dario Franchitti drops to 5th. Unforgettable atmosphere and unforgettable racing on the Helsinki street circuit. Well, from Finland, we're off to Germany for rounds 9 and 10 at the Norris Ring. See you there.